What's good at all my trader and investor homies? It's your boy Kevin. This is Touchdown Trades, the home, the residing resident of the #1 stock market trading and investing channel on all of YouTube. In today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be talking about some politics, baby. We're going to be breaking down the proposed $15 per hour minimum wage hike that Joe Biden and his administration have came to bat with. He is kind of coming back on that a little bit. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about my personal opinion on this, whether it's going to get passed or not, and how it could potentially affect the stock market. We're also going to be talking about a little bit of stimulus. There's been some more breaking news on stimulus and some updates on that. So we'll be touching base on that and how it could affect the stock market as well. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and do me a solid and hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. Everybody go down there, brush off your finger, and jab the like button right in its eye. The like button is not our friend, and we need to teach it a lesson. All right, so let's talk about minimum wage increases, and let's talk about stimulus and how it will affect the overall stock market. Let's get it. Before we get started, guys, check out the link in the description for Webull. If you're looking to escape the scandalous, scamming Robinhood, switch over to Webull, my preferred broker, where you can get 2 free stocks. If you use the link in the description and open a new account, they'll give you 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850. That is free money. Get your free money with the link in the description. Also, check out the link in the description for the private Discord chat where you get my buy and sell orders in real time. We've been making some huge trades in the chat. Come trade with us. Free trial. Joe Biden and his administration have been pushing to raise the federal minimum wage up to $15 per hour. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the implications of this. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Is stimulus coming? Will the $15 minimum wage be tied to the stimulus? And how will this affect the stock market if it's going to get passed? I want to start a new series on the channel where we start talking about the biggest political topics that are going on maybe once or twice a week and how they're going to directly affect the stock market and how we can profit from it. All right, so let's start it off. Let's talk about the $15 per hour minimum wage. So initially it was thought that this bill was going to be tied in with the $1.9 trillion, $1,400 per person stimulus checks that were about to go out. But that is not going to happen. Joe Biden said this in a most recent...
You've said you're not compromising on the $1,400 checks. You made that promise. You're sticking to it. So the big question is who gets the check?
Exactly right.
Is it someone who makes up to $50,000 or is it someone who makes up to $75,000?
I'm prepared to negotiate that, but here's the deal. Middle-class folks need help. But you don't need to get any help to someone making $300,000 or $250,000. So it's somewhere between an individual making up to $75,000 and phasing out, and a couple making up to $150,000 and phasing out.
You also want to raise the minimum wage to $15. Is that something you would be willing to negotiate on in order to get Republican support?
Well, apparently that's not going to occur because of the rules of the United States Senate.
So he's basically conceding that the $15 per hour minimum wage is not going to get raised right now. It's not going to happen right now. And let me break something down for you guys. The minimum wage is not going to get raised to $15 per hour. Not going to happen. I think Uncle Joe, good Uncle Joe, is using this as a tactic, a bargaining tactic with the Republicans. Pretty smart, you got to admit, whatever side you're in the aisle on. Pretty smart. Set the bar high, maybe shoot for $10 an hour, something like that. Not going to happen with 15 though. And number 2, I think he's using it as a calling card to his base, saying, thank you, you elected me, Bernie Sanders people, thanks for electing me. I tried to get it done, but look, I couldn't get it done. You got to please Bernie's people. So right now, the federal minimum wage is $7.25 per hour. So if it's raised to 15, we're looking at an increase of $7.75 per hour, more than double the current federal minimum wage. Now, I'm not hating on a minimum wage increase. Look, $7.25, that's not enough to live off of, and the the minimum wage hasn't been raised in more than a decade. I think it probably should get raised, maybe something to $9.50 an hour, something like that. But if the minimum wage is raised to $15 per hour and your fryer later at McDonald's, your cart pushers at Walmart and Kroger are making $15 an hour, companies will not be able to survive. It just cannot happen. Look, I've worked minimum wage jobs in the past. I know they suck. I know it's not fun making $7 an hour. I've worked at Kroger's as a cart pusher. I worked as a pizza delivery guy for a long time, making $2 an hour plus tips. I worked as a server for years and years and years, making $2 an hour, $2.13 an hour plus tips. So I've worked some dead-end jobs. But you know why they're called dead-end jobs, minimum wage jobs? They're not supposed to be a forever thing. You're supposed to use it like as a stepping stone. You're in high school, you want to work at McDonald's, make $7 an hour to go buy some pot after you get off work. Okay, but it's not supposed to be a thing where you work there the rest of your life making $7 an hour. Now, I know some people in unfortunate situations are working these jobs to try to support a family or to pay their bills, and that's not cool, but that's the way it is. That's the way a free market works. You can't burden businesses and these big corporations with $15 an hour and expect them to survive. Let's use Tesla as an example. Tesla stock has seen a momentous increase in share price over the last few years. Let's say the minimum wage is increased to $15 per hour, and I'm almost positive everybody who works for Tesla in the Tesla gigafactories and in the Tesla showrooms is making more than $15 per hour. So you wouldn't really think that it would affect a company like Tesla. Wrong. Think about where they're getting their tires made from. I'm pretty sure, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure the people making the Tesla tires in these factories are not getting paid $15 an hour. What about wiring? So Tesla gets their wires from somebody. Let's say that the wire company needs to charge more because they have to pay their employees $15 an hour. Let's say brake pads, they get them outsourced. Everything they get outsourced, they're going to have to pay more because they're getting charged more by their suppliers. So let's say Tesla has to charge more for their vehicles because of this. It's going to hurt their bottom line, or they're going to have to raise the sticker price, one of the two. Think about McDonald's. So you're telling me the guys on the grills at McDonald's should make $15 an hour while LPNs who have gone to school for 2-3 years are only making $15 an hour? That is ridiculous. So right now, the SPY, the S&P 500, is trading at 387 on the 1-year, 1-day chart I have put up here. We can see that it's been steady, strong. And I believe if this $15 an hour bill was passed at this time, we would see the SPY roll back down towards 330 or so in a relatively quick time frame. I think it would jump off a cliff. But this bill isn't getting passed. There's no chance. I would bet my left nut that this bill never gets passed at $15 an hour. Sure, I agree. And I know some of you guys aren't going to agree with my opinion on this, but I agree the minimum wage should get raised. But $15 an hour, just no way that makes sense, in my opinion. And I think if it is passed, it really hurts the stock market. A lot of big companies and corporations will get crushed. So we also heard Uncle Joe say that he is going to get the $1,400 stimmies passed. Stimmies, are we going to be getting our stimmies in the mail, that $1,400 stimmy check? In my opinion, the answer is yes, but with a certain asterisk next to it. So there is talk that the Republicans will go along with this if the income threshold is capped at $40K per year. So if you make more than $40,000 per year, you will not get a stimmy check. If you make less, you may get a stimmy check. So the restrictions are going to be a lot stiffer on this next round of stimmies. And when it goes out, I think we see a pop in the stock market. I think we see the S&P, the SPY, make a run at $400 per share, which will bring up a lot of big stocks, Apple, Tesla, Facebook, the big blue chips that have high beta, meaning they run with the overall market. This will give them a lift as well. And I think we see another round of a run up, and that's good. the momentum continues, and we will see what the long-term implications of just printing as much cash as you can are. But I think in the short term, we see another pop in the stock market. Pop it like it's hot. Or does that drop it like it's hot? All right, so there's 1.7 million workers working in America on minimum wage. So that would be an increase of $7.75 per hour times 1.7 million workers. That is a lot of money over the course of a year. And I know you guys who are working on minimum wage, I'm sure some of you guys watching are still working for minimum wage, and you think this is going to benefit you. But let me tell you something. The companies you work for, they aren't stupid. They'll find a way around it. If you work in the restaurant industry, they'll cut you down to $2.13 an hour. They'll pay you tips. Then they don't got to pay you minimum wage. If you work in a different industry, instead of paying you $15 an hour, you know what they're going to do? They're going to fire you. And they maybe won't fire you, but they'll cut your hours, and they will have just less people on the floor doing the same job that more people were doing for $7.25 per hour. So I believe this doesn't get passed, and that's just my opinion, and I wasn't trying to get political, but I just think the economic implications of $15 an hour, not only for the stock market, but for these corporations that this would hurt, is bigger than politics. So I wanted to make this video. Hope you got something from it. If you did, hit that like button for me. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Catch you guys in the next one. Until next time, peace.